Have you ever thought about these mysterious singing creatures, the chanting wind dames that you meet in the lands between? Ever since I saw them in-game, I couldn't help but think about where did they come from and how could their sad song be interpreted? This video is a small fan art demonstration of an imaginable DLC that could unveil the story behind these enchanting singing bat ladies and dream about what that blessed land they are singing about could be and what motherhood destiny they were singing about. In their song, the chanting dames mention being exiled and punished for their motherhood, and one particular line, "Golden One, at whom were you so angry?" could be interpreted as the fact that it was the Golden Order that exiled them for whatever stood behind their motherhood. So, let's imagine that we get teleported to the older times, that we find this mysterious land where people didn't blindly follow the Golden Order, but instead formed a blood rite deeply connected to one of the outer gods, the Formless Mother, where there were not only priests of blood, but also priestesses, where we could observe not the deformed versions of the chanting winged dames, but take a look at them before they were exiled and their bodies became disfigured, where we would see the very mother cult that they are singing about, and how it all ties up with the Formless Mother outer god. As you know, it is a widely used method for Soulsborne games, and games in general, to tell a story of a land through its NPC's quests. So I came up with an NPC quest for this project to tell the Singing Bat Lady's story. In the beginning of our imaginable DLC, we meet a little girl that got lost in the woods. She tells you that this fog is making her very sick and she is afraid of not making it to the mysterious ceremony on time. After you clear the territory and get rid of the toxic fog, you'll meet her again in the lakes area. Her name is Nellen, and she seems to be an important figure of the springs chosen at the upcoming ceremony. Nellen tells you that if she succeeds, then she'll be able to meet her sister in the castle, among the others who successfully completed the ceremony. Nellen gives you the Amber Thorns talisman, one that boosts aberrant sorceries and might be quite handy in the future. Next time you'll meet our NPC Nellen in the village premises. She seems to be quite happy to have found the way back to the village and tells us that she will try her best to stay strong during ceremony. In some way this village is similar to Dominula village, but its very core is very different. All the villagers are wearing the thorn and flower elements in their outfits and wreaths on their heads. They are the keepers of the aberrant sorceries and those that hold the sacred ceremony, where the chosen girl is subjected to the blood trial. If she succeeds, she is sent to the castle. Otherwise, well, you'll get to witness the outcome yourself. Just as you proceed to the field full of white and red flowers, you witness the following scene. In the center of the field there is a big altar. An elderly lady stands there in the prayer. This is the matron, or the ruler of the village. In front of her stands the girl you saved, Nellen. She takes the jar with the unknown liquid, drinks from it, and falls unconsciously to the ground. At this time the matron notices you and the boss fight starts. You are fighting this very matron of the village, and after you defeat her and wait for the runes to fill up your rune meter, Nellen's body starts twitching, and you hear a horrid scream as her seemingly dead body starts the terrible transformation. Veiled Pretendant. This is how you see her name displayed above the HP bar. She failed the blood trial ceremony and will never be sent to the castle. The liquid turned her into a horrible beast like all the other girls that failed the trial. All transformed failed contestants like Nellen were eliminated by the matron, But since you've just killed her, you will need to deal with the girl, or whatever's left of her. After you demolish the boss, with a heavy heart you proceed to the teleport, where all the successful candidates went, and find yourself in front of the castle in the preparatory chambers. The first part of the castle where the girls that succeeded in going through the ceremony went. A castle of blood and thorns. Even the roses in the castle are hinting on the deadly beauty they possess. Most of them are almost all dull, but some are still collectible. Those are the blood roses that you can find up to these days in the lands between. In one of the chambers, you see a corpse of the dame that has a scrap of paper on her body. If you read the description, it says, "In hope that we will soon meet, your sister." From that we can deduce that this is the very sister Nellen told us about. Her body, dressed in noble clothing, is lying on the bed and never made it out of the preparatory chambers. And here is why that happened. This is the very castle where the famous Sanguine Mother's cult took place, and where all the worshipping to the outer god of the Formless Mother and the Bloodstar flourished. Young girls from the village who succeeded in trial went through the portal to the preparatory chambers. They were dressed up and then subjected to another trial, the first part of which resembles something similar to what Vari did to us when he injected some glistening blood, presumably the accursed blood, under our fingernail, creating the bloody finger item. The first part of the trial turns our pretendants into the sanguine dames, the regal ladies, whose ultimate purpose will be revealed a bit later. Not all the dames survive the trial though. Even the earliest stage of the accursed blood injections can be deadly, and most contestants, just like Nellen's sister, die before the second trial stage, never making it out of the preparatory chambers. As you proceed through the level, you find Elsa, the supreme priestess of blood. She carries the last part of the trial, a toxic ritual for those dames that survived the first blood trial and were worthy of her audience. Elsa's ritual allowed dames to impregnate themselves with the sacred child, a child that might be granted the chance to become a vessel for the Formless Mother herself, just like Malenia was for the outer god of rot. After you defeat the priestess, you proceed to another location, the delivery hall. Here lies the horrible truth about this castle. After the audience with the supreme priestess, most of the sanguine dames went through the horrible torment. Their bodies start showing the signs of the accursed blood. Their skin becomes pale, eyes become bloodshot, and last but not least, the omen horns start showing up, just like the ones that we see on the sanguine nobles' bodies. Now, these sanguine dames are even more bound to the accursed blood, and presumably they could have made it through the second stage. But unfortunately, for most of the mothers, the ritual was not successful, and they either died or were left in this half-omen form. But as you go closer to the end, you find out that there is one dame who succeeded in giving birth to the Formless Mother's vessel, to the special child of blood. As you enter what is to be the final boss room, you see a strange piece of glowing bloody substance, and a woman clinging to it, and singing the song that resembles the one our bat ladies are singing. The final boss fight starts, and you have to fight the fierce Margarita, who will do everything to protect the new Blood Dynasty heir. Her body is melted down with some substance resembling blood arteries to be closer to her baby, and you have to fight her blood dopplers in order to proceed through the game. You defeat Margarita and come up to gaze at the glowing miracle, when suddenly it starts moving as the boss room gradually changes. The blood fire erupts. You are about to fight the cosmic child that is the one and only pretendant to become the Formless Mother's vessel, the very blood star that was mentioned in the Briars of Punishment spell. This is the final boss, a product of using the accursed blood and the attempt to spread the influence of the Formless Mother. After defeating it, one of the things you get is the bloodburst cracked tear. When mixed in the flask of the Wondrous Physique, the resulting concoction temporarily boosts the power of one's blood attacks. After defeating it, Gideon Ofnir, as always, will make a bitter remark about how this whole Mother's cult has been nothing but a lame joke that Golden Order has taken care of long ago. But there is still one big question left that needs to be explained. That is, what happened to the Sanguine Dames and all the Mother cult followers? Well, as you see from different items you gather on your way, when the Golden Order got to know about the Child of Blood that was about to become the vessel for the Formless Mother, and the danger of another outer god imposing their will on the lands between grew more and more with every day, Marika cursed the Dames with eternal deformity, turning them into chanting bat ladies. She stripped both them and the bats of their blood magic. The Sanguine nobles were exiled to the north. The Thorn sorcerers were also exiled, and so intensely persecuted by both Marika and Rhea Lucaria Academy that it made them split from the Bloodstar worshippers and join the Fire Monks cult, where you can find them up to these days. Basically, a huge chunk of history was wiped out from the chronology of the lands between, thanks to the Golden Order. Some of the Dames, however, can still be met at some places across the game. Emaciated, their legs tied up with thorns, stripped of their blood abilities, they keep singing their sad song about the forgotten motherhood. And when the Omen twins, Morgoth and Mo, were born, one of them would try once more to follow the path of the Formless Mother. And who knows, maybe one day Mikola will awake from his deep slumber and give the rise to the Formless Mother herself. So yeah, here was my fan art presentation. I am super grateful if you watched it till the end of the video, and I want to stress that this is just a mere fan art without any pretense and made just for pure fun. Just a visualization of some of my speculations regarding the Chanting Winged Dames and Formless Mother. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment down below and tell me what aspects of the game you wanted to see in the Elden Ring DLC. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon!